Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So every year I like to talk some Halloween and try to do a couple Halloween videos for you. So I'm going to review Halloween 2 from 1981 for you. This one picks up literally where the last one left off, and it tries to crank everything up. The kills, the blood, the mythology, but does it work still? Is it still scary, or is it just slow? Let's find out. Released in 1981, Halloween 2 was directed by Rick Rosenthal, but John Carpenter still had a heavy hand in it, especially in the editing room and the script, which he co-wrote with Deborah Hill. Now, from what I've seen on YouTube with old John Carpenter interviews, he just felt Rick Rosenthal just didn't really have a feel for the material of Halloween 2. So, and I believe Carpenter, you real Halloween gurus, got to help me out with this. But I think he reshot or added in the Alice kill when Alice, where Michael goes into her living room and comes out of nowhere, which is probably my favorite kill because that jump scare really, really worked. So that I'm not surprised if Carpenter directed that because that feels very, very Carpenter. And I really like that shot of Michael too behind Mrs. Elrod, just holding the knife and then he takes off. I love that. Really great atmosphere there. Jamie Lee Curtis returns as Laurie Strode. Donald Pleasance is back as the intense, slightly unhinged Dr. Loomis. And Dick Warlock suits up as the Shape. The movie kicks off just minutes after the first one ends. Laurie is rushed to the hospital while Loomis is still out chasing Michael through the streets of Haddonfield. Most of the film takes place in that hospital. It's dark, empty, and has the eerie, limited feel that keeps things unsettling, especially in the beginning. One thing I really like about this movie, though, is its tone and style. It feels like a complete continuation of the first movie. Michael's slower, creepier, a little bit more robotic, and I do understand the argument where people say he's been shot 6 times, that's why he's kind of moving so slow. Either way, I still think Dick Warlock is fine in this movie. Yes, he's a little slower, a little bit more robotic, but if you look at that, if you remember Halloween, you know what I mean? You know how Dick Warlock has just got the scalpel sitting there, and he's just kind of holding it, and he's walking? If you remember at the top of the stairs in the first Halloween, if it's Nick Castle, I remember, he's up the top of the stairs doing the same thing, holding the knife. Just shot a little differently. So I think that's what Carpenter kind of means with the feel of the material and stuff. But yes, but still a gritty film, still, amping up the blood and the gore. Just a sign of those times. We're in the heart of the slasher era here, right? Halloween 2 is famous for that great synthesizer score. It's aggressive, punchy, and still carries that Halloween DNA.
You don't know what death is.
One thing I love about the score in this, that original movie when you had the dun, da dun, dun, da dun. Here it's like a big drum almost. It sounds fantastic. It would sound great in the theater. I could imagine the theater back then. If this was re-released now into the theater, that would one I would definitely want to watch in the theater. Because I bet you the score is fantastic. That atmosphere, still there, but something happens along the way. The middle of the movie here just stalls. That's the biggest problem I find with Halloween 2. We got Jamie Lee Curtis just pretty much sidelined. She's drugged out. She's hiding out for a lot of the runtime. You just feel the stretch of that runtime more. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense. She's drugged up. What is she going to do, really? But I think we just wanted to see more Jamie Lee Curtis doing things in this movie. But it really is Loomis's movie, if you really think about it. Like, Loomis carries a lot of this movie. I love, the opening line there. You don't know what death is. I think he's fantastic. The Sam Hain, all that kind of stuff. Going deeper into the mythology a bit more. But Loomis is really, really good in this film, as always. The original cut of this movie was more suspense-driven like the first film, but Carpenter thought it was too slow. So he went back and added more gore and re-edited parts of it himself. Also, Jamie Lee Curtis wore a wig during most of the shoot because she already cut her hair short by then. Luckily, the third act brings things back. It's intense, claustrophobic. Loomis gets some of his best moments, and Michael just won't quit. The final explosion, still awesome. It gives the whole movie a solid ending. And let's talk about the big reveal about Laurie being Michael's sister, adding to the mythology. Do I like it? I think it's fine. I find it really doesn't bother me, maybe as much as other people. But Michael is just a character that the more you kind of explain about him, the less scarier he gets. So if we're just talking these two movies, if that's all there was, I probably wouldn't like it as much. But if you look at the whole franchise or where the sequels went, you had to do something. I think you had to do something. If you kept making the same movie over and over, which Carpenter didn't want to do, you're going to run into stuff. You have to add something, right? So honestly, I'm kind of mixed with Michael. You're just going to run into that problem of the more you explain about him, the less scary he gets. And he's a character that relies on not knowing anything about him. That's what makes him work so much. And a lot, like with a lot of the original slasher classic like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween, they all could have ended at that first movie. That's all they needed to tell, right? But you know, they just we were just like bloodthirsty hogs. You know what I mean? We wanted more. So Halloween 2 doesn't top the original, not even close for me. But it is a great continuation. It's darker, it's meaner, bloodier for you gorehounds. Michael is still scary. Loomis is more unhinged, and that score is just a banger. And while it does slow down in the middle, the opening's great, and we get a great third act that really, really delivers. So if you're looking for something to put on this Halloween night, watch the original, but then go right to Halloween 2. I'm going to give Halloween 2 from 1981 a C+. But what about you guys? What did you think of Halloween 2? Do you love it? Are you like me who have this? I get to like it more and more and more. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about Halloween 2? And we'll have a healthy discussion there. Thanks for joining me on this review, guys. I really appreciate it. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. It does wonders for the channel. My name is Jason. You've been watching Backtrack Cinema. I'll see you next time, and I'll see you in the movies. Cheers.